The dense canopy of trees loomed overhead as Clara stepped out into the shadowy remains of Dudleytown, Connecticut. The village, long abandoned and rumored to be cursed, was silent except for the occasional rustle of leaves. Clara had heard the whispers about this place, a town said to have brought ruin to all who lived there. But as an amateur historian, she couldn't resist the lure of exploring its decayed remnants. The trail was overgrown, winding to the forest like a forgotten vein. Clara clutched her camera tightly, snapping photos of crumbled stone foundations half swallowed by moss. The air felt heavier here, as though the forest itself was pressing down on her. Every now and then she thought she heard faint whispers, but they were always too faint to discern. A trick of the wind, she told herself. As she reached what appeared to be the ruins of an old home, Clara stopped. The stones were blackened, as if touched by fire, and the surrounding trees seemed to lean unnaturally towards the structure. She raised her camera, but when she did, a sudden chill swept through the air. It was a kind of cold that sank into your bones, unnatural for the time of the year. Her finger hovered over the shutter button when she caught movement in her peripheral vision. She turned sharply, her flashlight sweeping the dense forests. Nothing. But that uneasy feeling lingered, a weight that settled deep in her chest. She decided to keep moving. As she walked, the woods grew darker, as though the sun itself had been blotted out. The trail began to disappear, and Clara realized she wasn't sure where she had entered. She checked her phone for GPS, but the signal was gone. Frustration turned to unease when she noticed something else. The whispers had returned, faint but consistent, as if carried on a breeze she couldn't feel. She quickened her pace, the crunch of leaves underfoot seemingly too loud in the oppressive silence. The forest felt alive, every branch and shadow watching her. Then she saw it, an unnatural figure standing in the distance, shrouded in the dim light. It was tall, featureless, and impossibly still, blending into the shadows, yet undeniably there. Clara froze, her breath caught in her throat. The figures didn't move, but the whispers grew louder, as if emanating from all directions. Panic took hold, and she turned, running blindly through the woods. Branches clawed at her arms, and the ground seemed to shift beneath her feet. She didn't stop until she burst into a clearing, gasping for breath. The ruins were gone, the trees standing silent and still. Her phone buzzed faintly as she regained signal, and she realized she was back near her car. She glanced behind her, half expecting to see the figure pursuing her. But the forest was empty. Driving away, she couldn't shake the feeling that she had been watched the entire time. Later, when she reviewed her camera, the photos of Dudleytown were inexplicably dark, each frame obscured by shadows.